Lunch and Learn. Happy Friday, everybody. It is a beautiful and great day on today. Now, today I want to share something with you that most of you may not even think about. Your first thought. Your first thought when you get up in the morning, when you open up your eyes, and sometimes you're still in the bed, your first thought, pay attention to that thought. And sometimes some of you, we have different category, don't even think about it. You just jump out of bed and you start with your day. But you didn't recognize that there is a thought that came to your forefront. You didn't recognize it. And then you start living according to that thought the whole day. And sometimes you may end up having a bad day. You may end up feeling funny. You're not sure. Your emotion going move, and different things are happening because that thought was never, I would say, arrested. That thought never was not giving a stop. You're not going to think that. That thought was not giving, I would say, a violation. That thought said, okay, you're not paying attention to me, so we're just gonna go on with our day. Because when that thought comes, it's almost like a stop sign. It stopped to see if you're going to deal with it, or if you don't say nothing, that's a green light. And the thought is gonna go throughout this day. There are some of you who have these thoughts throughout the night, or when you first get up in the morning and you start thinking about getting anxiety, you start thinking about accident, and you start thinking about different things, and then your whole day is going by that first thought, which is like the law of first thought. And then so the rest of your day is following that law that you gave it that morning. But if you just take a second when you wake up, before you get out of bed, be conscious and said, okay, what am I thinking about? What's the first thought that's coming to my mind? And arrest those thoughts that is toxic. Arrest those thoughts that's causing your emotion to have anxiety. You're nervous, you mad, you this, and you start thinking about what happened that night and you got mad all over again. Take a minute and arrest those thoughts and say, no, we're not going to do that. And then shift your thought into a different thought that is better, that is more positive, that is more beneficial, something that's going to give you energy throughout the day, something that's going to cause you to say, we're going to get this thing done today. We have a lot to do, but we have a strategy. And start speaking to yourself that you have the power to do all things. And this is what one of the school of thought, the book is about. So if you pick a thought from one of the school of thought, and you start meditating on it. Let's say you think about it before you go to bed. You meditate on it. You keep that thought. You repeat it all over again. And you read it all over again. When you wake up in the morning, that thought already went through the neurons of your brain. So it knows this is the thought I'm supposed to have in the morning. This is the thought that's going to come to me. This is what's called bringing it back to your memory. If you don't put nothing in the memory, the memory can't come back. It's just going to pick up anything and give it to you. And you're going to eat it sometime unconsciously. Your brain is just going to be like, oh, okay, this is the way I'm supposed to be thinking. But you arrest your thought. Just lay there for a minute. Say, wait a minute, I'm going to rethink this. I'm not going to get up out of the bed with this thought. Before I hit the bed, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my thought pattern. I'm going to change this thought that's coming to me. It could have been something that happened the day before, because somebody could have made you mad. Somebody could have just made you angry. Somebody did something to you. You could have had an argument, whatever that is, and it came back to you. Just lay there for a minute, erase that thought, bring another thought back. If you read your school of thought, in one of the school of thought, right? What happened? The next morning, it come back. So you open up your book, read it over and over again before you go to bed. And then the next morning, those thoughts are going to come back. So get this school of thought. It works. This is like a place of meditation. It is a place where you take your thought back to school to retrain it, to redirect it into the place where you want to succeed, whether at your job, your business, relationship with your children, whatever that is. There is a thought that's ready to take confirmation and be embedded in your brain so you could have a better day, so you could have a more successful day. And throughout the day, they have little room where you could write different things that came to you about the thought. Oh, I didn't realize this thought was because of this argument I had, or because this happened to me when I was a child, or this happened to me at my last job. This thought, that's why. So then I'm going to change it to this thought. Because the first one that comes, how are you? Is the better you. That's the first chapter. So every thought is to make you a better person and to make you better. Because sometimes you allow your traumatizing self to be the you, but that's not the better you. Sometimes you could go through different things in life. It does not mean that's you. So you have an opportunity to change your thought even about you so you could become a better you. Okay? So pay attention to the first thought in the morning. I guarantee you, try it in the morning. Call me, email me, inbox me, and tell me, you know what? It did work. I stopped myself and I was thinking about this. And then when I stopped myself and changed my thought, my day went better. And then the more you practice it, the more you're going to be conscious about it, the more you're going to have. And it does not mean some days that you're not going to have a bad day. It's not magic. But when you're conscious about it, you're able to change your mind, change your thought. And that happened to me I don't have time to give you my testimony. Maybe next time, right? So email me, coaching@josueenterprises.com. All right. And book a session with me and book for the class and get you the School of Thought book. It works. This is your place, the school, to take your thought back to school to be retrained so it could line up with your destiny and your purpose. It could line up with the success and the goal that you want to reach. You got to take your thought back to school and retrain it. Okay. coaching@josueenterprise.com, or you go on all of my social media. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. Throughout the whole day, throughout the whole week, you could hit any of the School of Thought. It's going to speak to your situation right there and then and give you a dose of wisdom. And say, oh, I just needed that. Thank you. It's just like getting your little B12. Your School of Thought is your little B12. So subscribe to my YouTube, send it to your friends, family, anybody that you believe that would need it, that would need a better day and some wisdom throughout the day. Okay? And email me, coaching@josueenterprise.com, and go to hanajosue.com, my website. Visit my website. Okay? Get your book. Thank you for joining me. Have yourself a super wonderful day. And you may sign up for the political class on tomorrow. So go on pfyi.org. pfyi.org. I went a little bit too fast. And sign up for the political intercessor. Okay? So I will see you, some of you tomorrow, and the rest of you next week. Okay? So you have yourself a super weekend.